Alright guys, what's going on? This is Daniel, one half of the Kwak brothers, and in this video we're going to talk about the recession, and we're also going to talk about how to recession-proof your real estate investing business. So let's go ahead and cue that intro, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people talk about. As a matter of fact, if you turn on your TV right now and you turn on CNBC, you'll probably hear anything about the recession. You'll probably hear stuff about what's going on in the market, right? What's going on with global trade. But the one thing that a lot of people are talking about is an upcoming recession. And I think it's something that's like kind of in our back of our minds, all of us who are entrepreneurs and investors. We kind of don't know when it's going to happen, and there's a lot of question marks that's going around. So hopefully in this video, in recession proofing your real estate business, I'm going to offer you a little bit of clarity, but also redirect some good questions to ask yourself, so that way you can be prepared to monetize what's going to happen. So first and foremost, go ahead and click that subscribe button and click on that notification bell, because, well, the more you do that, the more I get paid. But no, in all seriousness, guys, we do our best every single week to put out some great content for free for you guys to enjoy and make money off of, right? Ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. The end goal, the end game, so to speak, is for us to increase our passive income so we could do more with our time, control what we're doing, spend more time with family, and really just kind of live out our purpose. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of the recession. Well, what is a recession? Well, I think we can all agree a recession is when, long story short, the economy doesn't do too hot, But I want to first talk about what causes the recession. And I want to kind of use a reference of one of my favorite movies of all time, The Big Short. For those of you guys that have watched that movie, that features Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling. And, it's a story about how these guys basically saw what was happening during the 2007-2008 recession while everybody kind of was asleep at the wheel. And although it may not be today where, a lot of people are asleep at the wheel, well, if I turn on the TV and I look at a lot of different YouTube channels, a lot of people are saying that it's going to be okay. You should continue to invest. You should continue to, buy real estate, and all this, for me, a lot of nonsense, because a lot of the sources and the information they put out, well, in all honesty, it's a little biased, because, well, if an individual, if a guy is sitting on a TV or a YouTube channel and he's telling you to buy real estate or invest with this company because they're continuing to buy, and buy. Well, I don't know if that's the best thing, especially if at the same breath we're going to say that an upcoming recession is imminent and it's going to happen in a year or 2 years, whatever it may be. So let's go back, right? What is a recession? What causes a recession? Well, what caused the 2007 recession, according to the movie and also a lot of the research that I've done, and on top of it, recessions that happened before that and before that and before that, well, there's a lot of over-leveraging, right? There's over-leveraging and there's also deception. What do I mean by deception? Well, in 2007, a lot of people were buying homes, right? That's the main reason why that crisis occurred, right? Mortgages and money was giving out like candy. It was like the Oprah Winfrey show, right? Like, you get a mortgage, you get a mortgage. Everybody, check under your chairs. There's a mortgage, right? Like, check under your bed. There's another mortgage. And a lot of people who honestly could not afford to get a mortgage were being given out these mortgages, anyways. Stuff like no income verification and, no proof of income, right? No tax return, right? Like, none of that was, and they're still being given out mortgages. And ultimately what happened in terms of the deception was that, well, a lot of these mortgages got bundled up together and they were being traded amongst big banking institutions. And, well, they were being given really good ratings when in all reality they weren't. They weren't good debt at all. It was really bad debt. Right? Again, people who should not have been getting mortgages getting mortgages anyways, and those mortgages being bundled up together, and what the movie called CDOs, right, being bundled up together and being given a phenomenal rating, right, the AAA ratings or the double, right, like as they saw in the movie. Well, I've been reading a lot of articles and doing a lot of research because that's what happened in 2007. A lot of that was going around. It was being over leveraged, and also the deception of the rating agencies, and ultimately it came tumbling down. Well, with my research that I've been doing a lot lately, it turns out that they're pushing the same CDOs again. It's happening all over again. For the last 18 months, I've been drawing up a plan for how to make money in the recession. We're going to talk about that later in this video, but let's go ahead and continue what causes it. Because, well, this time around, it's not just single family housing, it's not just mortgages, but it's also lines of credit, it's also credit cards in general, it's student loans and student debt, and it's a lot of commercial real estate. I think we can all agree that with multifamily buildings and apartment complexes, a lot of people are going after those right now. Matter of fact, for those of you guys that are very deep into our content and a lot of the real estate investing videos that we put out, you guys will know that the last apartment building I bought was 2017, and it was for very good reason, because I found myself having to compete with a lot of different offers. A lot of people were overpaying for apartment complexes. They were getting adjustable financing. They were getting interest-only financing. And a lot of business plans that I observe today when it comes to individuals buying apartment complexes lean very heavily on refinancing and cashing out their investors and having very little equity left. When I look at scenarios like that, it worries me, and it leads me to believe that better opportunities are going to come off of those situations in the not so distant future. So in terms of a recession, overall, we're talking about over leveraging, we're talking about deception, and we're also talking about individuals who may be putting themselves in a scenario where they may be the motivated seller in the not so distant future. So before we move on, guys, let me know your thoughts, right? I could go on for hours and hours and hours about what causes a recession. We can get into stuff like monetary policy and fiscal policy, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about recession-proofing your real estate investing business. So comment down below, guys, what your thoughts are on the recession. I want to make this video a little different. Typically, it's me kind of just doing a talking head, but I want to kind of turn this into a forum, and I want to make this, 15-minute video kind of as like a jumping off point. I want to make this a video where we could start a conversation and start a thread in the comment section below and kind of do like a forum. So this is where I kind of encourage the typical internet behavior of, start an argument in the comment section. Just don't get too personal and start calling each other names, but let's put our knowledge to the test, right? And if there's something that you wish that I could have said differently, feel free to comment down below. So let's get into now, how do we recession proof our real estate investing business? Well, I will share with you guys 3 things that I'm doing right now, to my belief, because my personal prediction, again, guys, this is my personal opinion and my personal prediction, based on the information and the research I have done, it leads me to believe that a recession may occur in the second or third quarter of the year 2020. That is what leads me to believe that it's going to happen then. So right now I'm preparing, and I've actually devised a plan for the last 18 months on what I'm going to do. And I'm going to share with you guys 3 things that I'm doing right now that you guys could also duplicate to do that as well. Now, if you're interested in the more specifics of my plan and what I'm trying to do, and you're looking to get more information on it, feel free to click on the description below or visit thekwakbrothers.com/learn, and you guys can get more information on that. Or if you want to reach out to me personally, email info@thekwakbrothers.com. That's info@thekwakbrothers.com. So without further ado, the first thing that I'm doing, and you guys will probably see somewhere in the screen so you guys are able to take notes. The first thing that I am doing right now is I am looking at different markets. I'm specifically identifying 3 markets that I'm going to invest in that I believe are going to be the most beneficial in terms of my acquisition costs when I do invest during the recession. So identifying 3 top markets that have a lot of over leveraging and a lot of motivated sellers. So these are markets potentially where it goes way up and way down. So states like Texas, East Coast, West Coast, I find a lot of times in the Midwest, the values don't go up and down as much as the more popular states. And a lot of that has to do with a lot of the foreign money that's been buying up real estate the last 5 to 10 years, especially a lot of the Chinese money from South America, from European investors who the European Federal Reserve right now at the time of this recording is at 0%. So it would explain as to why American real estate looks a lot more attractive than a lot of different places. So even in the Midwest, you could find some great deals there, but I'm identifying 3 markets to where I believe I'm gonna have low acquisition costs in terms of being able to buy properties as little for the dollar as I possibly can without sacrificing value or income or even location. So identify the 3 top markets based on different aspects of a recession. Now, if you're in an industry, right, if the market that you're identifying is in an industry where it's very heavily reliant on recession factors, for example, manufacturing, it may not be the best market to go because, well, if the recession occurs and let's say manufacturing companies take a big hit, and let's say you identified a city that relies a lot on manufacturing for employment, that might not be the best case scenario as to a lot of people might get laid off. They might not be able to pay rent, therefore affecting your pocket. So step 1, identify 3 markets. Step 2, and this is probably the most important thing I'm doing right now, is I'm raising a lot of capital. Matter of fact, my largest efforts, what I'm spending most of my time doing today, aside from putting out content for you guys, is actually raising capital. I'm raising a lot. I'm raising millions and millions of dollars of capital to be able to deploy when that opportunistic time comes. Now, if you guys have watched any other videos on raising capital, or perhaps you're a student of our Kwak Brothers Education family and you've watched my 3-4 hour class on how to raise capital, on how I was able to raise tens of millions of dollars in private money, well, you guys will know exactly what I do and what I talk about in terms of how I recruit investors and how I maintain a relationship with them. And it's important not to raise the capital, but make sure that they share in the vision that you currently have. So you got to devise a plan, right? So aside from the 3 things, I want you guys to devise a plan on how you're going to use the recession to basically make money, right? Monetize the current market cycle. So number 2, raise capital, right? And I'll just say like section 2A, make sure that your investors know what you're trying to do, right? It's very, very important because one of the key things that happen during a recession is that investors get scared, they get fearful, and they don't want to get into anything because times are tough, right? Money is more expensive, people are freaking out, right? So make sure that they have the right expectation and the right plan in place of what you're trying to do. A lot of my investors do have that plan, right? A lot of my investors that I want to deploy during the time of the recession have that in mind of what I'm trying to do. Number 3, take those 3 markets and develop a team in every single one of those 3 markets. So I'm talking about contractors, property managers, I'm talking about attorneys and people who are going to get you deals, and a lot more people that you're going to get in your real estate investing team. Not only identify those individuals, but make sure they have the right ethics and the code of conduct to which they do business. And lastly, make sure that they also have the same vision of what you're trying to do. That way it gives your people more of a heads up, and it also helps the individuals that are looking for deals for you to identify more carefully and clarify what you are specifically looking for. Because think about it, guys. When the opportunistic time comes, you do not want to waste any time. If you see a deal, you want to be able to jump on it, negotiate, and close ASAP. You don't want to wait around, right, and taking months at a time, building your own business to go after it. When that time comes, you want to be ready. Therefore, you want to have the markets identified, the capital raised, and you also want to have the team members and the people in place for you to execute your deals along with your plan. What is your business plan, right? How are you going to structure it? What are some things that is unique to the recession that's going to help you make money, right? So if you guys have any questions on how to prepare for the recession, feel free to comment down below. And again, guys, it would mean a lot if you guys subscribed and liked this video and clicked on that notification bell. And overall, if you guys have any questions on the recession and how to prepare for it or what it exactly is, comment down below or check out more information in the description. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, what is another video that you guys have put out, that you and Sam have put out that would help you actually prepare for the recession, but also build your portfolio. So we actually made a video. I believe it was about like a year or two ago, but we're going to remake it. So feel free, and that's why I say click on the notification bell, because once we put it out, once we make it, you guys will get a notification on your phone or your laptop that it's come out, and you'll be the first one to know. But owner financing, the concept of owner financing is extremely important, and I think that is one of the key factors that's going to help individuals acquire a lot of buildings quickly and also set up great deals during the time of recession. If you think about what happens during recession, you have a lot of motivated sellers. Therefore, they may be more open to the concept of doing seller financing and selling their complex or asset on contract for deed or agreement for deed or seller financing, whatever you want to call it. So feel free to check out our video. It should be in the description. It's called How to Negotiate for Owner Financing. There's two videos actually. There's one 15-minute video and there's also a 40-minute video. And the 40-minute one is a role play that Sam and I do together, where I act as the buyer and Sam acts as the skeptical seller who gives me a hard time on the seller financing concept. So check those two videos out, because I really think that they're going to be very handy and also important during the time of recession, right? A lot of the opportunistic time. It's going to be a great way for you to increase your portfolio. And again, guys, I will be re-recording the How to Negotiate for Seller Financing video very shortly. As a matter of fact, it should come out a week or two from now. So click on that notification bell so that you'll be the first one to see it and stay ahead of the game in front of everyone else. So again, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video in terms of how to recession-proof your real estate investing business. And again, guys, I really want to see every single one of you win. So I'm always praying for you all. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being part of the Kwak Brothers YouTube family. Hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.